Dear devotees, now I will sing the Mangalacharna prayers and lead a short kirtan, and then I will speak on Srimad Bhagavatam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Liveiskconpune Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pariprajakacharya Stotra Satasri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
हरे कृष्णा। जिन भक्तों को क्योंकि क्लास इंग्लिश में होने वाला है, जिनको हिंदी अनुवाद सुनना है, नीचे भक्ति वेदांत हॉल में आप जाकर सुन सकते हो, या मोबाइल के ऊपर एफएम में 89.7 पे भी ये फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल है।
Hare Krishna, my dear devotees. We read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Remembrance of Lord Krishna, Text 3. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please repeat. Sa Katam Sevaya Tasya kalena jarasam gata prishto vartam pratibruyad bartu padav anusmaran sakatam sevayatasya kalena jarasam gata prishto vartam pratibruyad bartu padav anusmaram sakatam sevayatasya kalena jarasam gata prishto vartam pratibruyad bartu padav anusmaran sa Uddhava. Katam, how? Sevaya, by such service. Tasya, his. Kalena, in course of time. Jarasam, invalidity. Gata, undergone. Prishta, asked for. Vartam, message. Pratibruyat, just to reply. Bhartu, of the Lord. Padau, his lotus feet. Anusmaran, remembering. Translation. Uddhava thus served the Lord continually from childhood, and in his old age that attitude of service never slackened. As soon as he was asked about the message of the Lord, he at once remembered all about him. Please repeat. Uddhava thus served the Lord continually from childhood, and in his old age, that attitude of service never slackened. As soon as he was asked about the message of the Lord, he at once remembered him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Transcendental service to the Lord is not mundane. The service attitude of the devotee gradually increases and never becomes slackened. So, my dear devotees, we should check ourselves to see that our service attitude is increasing and not slackening. Regardless of our age, young or old, we should be increasing our service attitude towards the Lord and the devotees. The service attitude of the devotee gradually increases and never becomes slackened. Generally, in old age, a person is allowed retirement from mundane service. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is no retirement at all. On the contrary, the service attitude increases more and more with the progress of age. At one stage in Juhu, Srila Prabhupada asked us to construct a Vanaprastha ashram, and he instructed us that the Vanaprasthas retire from material activities, but they should engage in spiritual activities. It's the same idea that we retire at a certain stage. We retire from material activities, but not from spiritual activities. Rather, we increase our devotional service. And we should never become too comfortable or complacent and just stay in our comfort zone, but we should always strive to do more and better and go beyond our usual limits. Generally, in old age, a person is allowed retirement from mundane service. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, there is no retirement at all. On the contrary, the service attitude increases more and more with the progress of age. In the transcendental service of the Lord, there is no satiation, and therefore there is no retirement. Yes, a devotee wants to serve more and more. Yeah, materially we become tired and we want to do less and less, but in devotional service we want to do more and more, and we're always enlivened and encouraged in rendering devotional service. In the transcendental service of the Lord, there is no retirement at all. On the contrary, the service attitude increases more and more with the progress of age. In the transcendental service, there is no satiation, and therefore there is no retirement. Materially, when a man becomes tired by rendering service in his physical body, he is allowed retirement. But in the transcendental service, there is no feeling of fatigue because it is spiritual service and is not on the bodily plane. Srila Prabhupada himself is the perfect example. He left India at the age of 69, when most people retire, and he spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. From the age of 70 to the age of 82. He didn't retire. Materially, when a man becomes tired by rendering service in his physical body, he is allowed retirement. But in the transcendental service, there is no feeling of fatigue because it is spiritual service and is not on the bodily plane. Once a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, what does this chanting accomplish? And Srila Prabhupada replied, chanting accomplishes chanting. The more you chant, the more you want to chant. And the same applies to devotional service in general. The more we serve, the more we want to serve. Service on the bodily plane dwindles as the body grows older, but the spirit is never old, and therefore on the spiritual plane the service is never tiresome. Uddhava undoubtedly became old, but that does not mean that his spirit became old. His service attitude matured on the transcendental plane. And therefore, as soon as he was questioned by Vidura about Lord Krishna, he at once remembered the Lord, his Lord, by reference to the context and forgot himself on the physical plane. That is the sign of pure devotional service to the Lord, as will be explained later on, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya, etc., in Lord Kapila's instructions to his mother, Devahuti. So now I will read that reference, Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya. That's also a beautiful verse. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Explanation of Devotional Service, texts 11 and 12. Madguna Shruti Matrena Mai Sarva Guhashaye Manogatir Avichinna Yata Gagam Bashom Budao Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Hudaritam Aituki Avyaita Ya Bhakti Purushottama. Translation. The manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted by hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of the Ganges flows naturally down towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. Purport. The basic principle of this unadulterated pure devotional service is love of Godhead. Madguna Shruti Matrena means just after hearing about the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These qualities are called Nirguna. The Supreme Lord is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he is attractive to the pure devotees. There is no need to practice meditation to attain such attraction. The pure devotee is already on the transcendental stage, and the affinity between him and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is natural and is compared to the Ganges water flowing towards the sea. The flow of the Ganges water cannot be stopped by any condition. Similarly, a pure devotee's attraction for the transcendental name, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord cannot be stopped by any material condition. So it is said, ahaitukhi. That means without any cause, without any material cause. And because there's no material cause, there can be no material impediment. The word avicina, without interruption, is very important in this connection. No material condition can stop the flow of the devotional service of a pure devotee. So we find the same principle in the first canto, second chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, ahaitukhi apratiyata. Ahaitukhi means that no material cause, and apratiyata means no interruption. The word ahaitukhi means without reason. A pure devotee does not render loving service to the personality of Godhead for any cause or for any benefit, material or spiritual. This is the first symptom of unalloyed devotional service. Anyabilasita sunyam. He has no desire to fulfill by rendering devotional service. So anyabilasita sunyam is taken from Srila Rupa Goswami's definition of pure devotional service. Anyavilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti uttama. And anyavilasita sunyam, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that Srila Rupa Goswami could have written Anyavilas Sunyam, which means without any other desire. But he added the suffix ita, Anyavilasita Sunyam, which means that under ordinary circumstances, the devotee does not ask the Lord for anything material. But in extreme circumstances, such as if the devotee is being attacked by someone with deadly weapons, the devotee may pray for protection. And that praying for protection is not a violation of the principle of pure devotional service. That is the significance of the suffix ita, anyavilasita sunyam. Anyavilasita sunyam. He has no desire to fulfill by rendering devotional service. Such devotional service is meant for the Purushottama, the Supreme Personality, and not for anyone else. Sometimes pseudo-devotees show devotion to many demigods, thinking the forms of the demigods to be the same as the Supreme Personality of Godhead's form. It is specifically mentioned herein, however, that bhakti, devotional service, is meant only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, Vishnu, or Krishna, not for anyone else. So it's one of the offenses against the holy name to consider the names of the demigods to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Krishna. Yeah, I've been reading, well, every day when I have lunch, a devotee reads to me. And I've also been reads usually from Krishna book, although for Nityananda Trayodasi we read from Chaitanya Charitamrita about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. But in the Govardhan Leela, Krishna establishes the fact that worship of the demigods is not necessary and worship of the demigods is not recommended. One can get everything from Krishna, and even if the demigod becomes angry, as Indra became angry when the Indra Yagya was stopped by Krishna, Krishna will protect the devotee. And in any case, whatever boons are granted by the demigods, they must be sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in any case. So, Srila Prabhupada gives the example that if you pay your taxes, you don't have to bribe the different officials because you've already paid your taxes and you are due to receive the benefits of the different departments. So in the same way, when we surrender to Krishna and offer service to Krishna, we don't have to, so to speak, bribe the demigods, but we will get everything from Krishna because we've surrendered to him and are engaged in his service. Sometimes pseudo-devotees show devotion to many demigods, thinking the forms of the demigods to be the same as the Supreme Personality of Godhead's form. But it is specifically mentioned herein, however, that bhakti, devotional service, is meant only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, Vishnu, or Krishna, not for anyone else. Avyavahita means without cessation. A pure devotee must engage in service to the Lord 24 hours a day without cessation. His life is so molded. My dear devotees, listen. His life is so molded that every minute and every second he engages in some sort of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another meaning of the word avyavahita is that the interest of the devotee and the interest of the Supreme Lord are on the same level. The devotee has no interest but to fulfill the transcendental desire of the Supreme Lord. Such spontaneous service unto the Supreme Lord is transcendental and is never contaminated by the material modes of nature. These are the symptoms of pure devotional service, which is free from all contamination of material nature. So, devotional service is a gift. The association of devotees is a gift. We should never take them for granted, but we should always appreciate and be grateful for the opportunity to engage in devotional service and to have the association of devotees. Sometimes if we take something for granted, Krishna will take it away from us so that we appreciate the value of what we had and lost. But we don't want to be in that position. We want to always be mindful of the great gift we have of devotional service and the association of devotees. And as we read, engage every minute and every second in some sort of devotional service, and especially in chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So my dear devotees, thank you for listening so patiently and attentively. And now if any of you have any questions or comments, you can raise your hand. Yes? Microphone?
Maharaj, Prabhupada has written in the purport that a devotee should not have any motive for rendering devotional service to the Lord. It should not be spiritual also. So Maharaj, when we see the Damodar Ashtakam prayers, in that in the 4th paragraph it is written, Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadiva. So Satyavrat Muni is saying that, O Lord, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, but I want to see your childlike form for eternity. So that is a spiritual motive. Can we consider it, or how to understand?
Yes, I mean that's the mood of the author of the Damodar Ashtakam. But in the next verse, we read Canto 3, Chapter 28, Text 11 and 12. In the next verse, the principle is enunciated, text 13. Salokya sharsti samipya sarupyat katvam apyuta divyan manam nagrinanti vinamat sevanam jana. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Salokya, and that means living on the same planet as the Lord. Sharsti means having the same opulence as the Lord. Samipya, which means to have personal association with the Lord. And Sarupya, having the same bodily features, or ekatva, oneness, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that reinforces the point that the devotee has no spiritual desire. He wants no spiritual benefit in exchange for devotional service. I'll just read the first sentence in the purport. Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to execute pure devotional service out of spontaneous love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Shikshashtaka, he prays to the Lord, O Lord, I do not wish to gain from you any wealth, nor do I wish a beautiful wife, nor do I wish to have many followers. All I want from you is that life after life I may remain a pure devotee at your lotus feet. There is a similarity between the prayers of Lord Chaitanya and the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya prays life after life, indicating that the devotee does not even desire the cessation of birth and death. The third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes devotees influenced by different modes of nature, and Srila Prabhupada has paraphrased that section. A devotee influenced by the mode of ignorance will think, I'm the only devotee. Everyone else is nonsense. A devotee influenced by the mode of passion will think, I want to be known as the best devotee. A devotee influenced by the mode of goodness will think, I want to go back home, back to Godhead. But a devotee who's transcendental will think, I just want to serve Krishna and please Krishna. So that's beyond even the desire to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for such an inspiring class. Maharaj, you mentioned in the purport as Prabhupada's lines that we should be always engaged in devotional service, and every minute, every second we should be engaged. Now in our practical circumstances, if we see that we are obviously doing some temple services and there is no direct devotional service, because many times the services are of administrative nature, managerial nature. So does it also count under that same thing, that every minute, every second we are engaged? So basically I wanted to understand the qualification of the service. Even managerial services, administrative services, do they count under devotional service? Or we have to just chant always Hare Krishna, that will be counted as devotional service?
I didn't follow. Oh yes. Yeah, management in the service of Krishna also counts as bhakti yoga. Yeah, that's a very important part of spreading Krishna consciousness. In Srila Prabhupada's last days, he called for me. This was 3 days before he departed. And I was taking rest on the rooftop of the Gurukul building in Vrindavan. And a devotee woke me up and said, Prabhupada wants to see you. So I went to Prabhupada's room. He was lying on his bed. He was very weak. So I sat close to him so I could hear him. And he asked me, so what do you think after I leave? Will this movement go on? And I replied, yes, Srila Prabhupada, as long as the devotees are sincere and chant their rounds and follow the regulative principles, it will go on. And Srila Prabhupada responded, organization, intelligence and organization. And I thought of what Srila Prabhupada said, yes, we have to be sincere and chant our rounds and follow the regulated principles. That's necessary for our own advancement in Krishna consciousness. But to spread Krishna consciousness, we need organization, intelligence and organization. And management is definitely part of that. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Guru Maharaj, you had mentioned in the class about not taking devotee association for granted, and if we don't value, it may even be taken away from us. So one thing which I've been wondering about, and also wanting to know from you, is that you had mentioned about many great souls in the Many Moons book, who are not with us anymore in the Bapu form. Of course, the Vani is there with us. So, I wanted to know from you, what there would have been an impact due to of course, the Vani is there, but the Bapu is not there with us. So definitely there would have been some impact of the Bapu not being there. So, would you want to share about, how is their absence impacted? They're not being there, impact in the practical way, in the
He's asking how the absence of Vapu or the physical presence affects us. Well, Srila Prabhupada has explained in many places there is Vani Seva and Vapu Seva. Vani means words and Vapu means body. And so Vapu Seva, service to the physical body, may or may not be possible. In the 4th canto, 28th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a discussion of the departure of the spiritual master. And in one purport, Srila Prabhupada says that as long as the physical body of the spiritual master is existing, one should serve the body of the spiritual master. But after the spiritual master departs, one should serve the instructions of the spiritual master. So, yes, if we have that opportunity, we should certainly avail of it and render personal service. But when that is not available, then we serve the Vani, we serve the instructions. As Srila Prabhupada wrote in his dedication to Srimad Bhagavatam, dedicated to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he lives forever by his divine instructions, and the follower lives with him. So it's a beautiful process and prospect, that we can live forever with the spiritual master by serving his divine instructions. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for your kind association. When you read Srila Prabhupada purports, they become even more. When you read Srila Prabhupada purports for us, they become even more enlivening and understandable, and your explanation makes them even more beautiful. Thank you for that. I was wondering that oftentimes the service of management and sadhana, balancing them becomes a very great challenge. Because the nature of management being in mode of passion, the mind looks for solutions, executive plans, how to make things happen. And they overlap even during the time of sadhana, during the time of chanting or even Bhagavatam class. On the other hand, we find that you were dealing with one of the most in a way, most tough situation in 1970s during the Juhu temple coming up. And yet you were mentioning that you used to chant extra rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or used to totally get kind of aloof from what's going on and could focus on chanting and could get more strength and clarity, as you were telling previously.
Yes.
So how do you really do that? Because, I mean, as individually I find it so difficult, because when something is very hot on the management side, then mind is so much disturbed and pulled into that even the normal sadhana get disturbed, what to say, of doing something extra or doing with absorption. So how did you really manage that? Because, I mean, those days there were not so much resources and the situations were really extreme in many ways, were really tough. So what really helped you in that, and what is your guideline for us to really keep things a little separate and focus on the spiritual part apart from the management things?
Now, balance is very important. We have to have the right proportion of chanting and hearing, and also managing. And what constitutes the appropriate balance may change as time passes and circumstances evolve. I remember once Krishna Goswami said to Srila Prabhupada, this was when we were in Juhu, struggling to get the land and the permits. And Tamal Krishna Goswami said to Srila Prabhupada, I think I know the Bombay municipal codes better than I know the verses of the Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, that is not very good. So, to do our service, we have to, we may require some so-called material knowledge, but we must certainly spend sufficient time with chanting and hearing and reading and engaging in direct Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. I might have quoted the other day that early on in India, Srila Prabhupada was keeping us so busy that I hardly had time to read. So I was sitting before Srila Prabhupada in his room in Calcutta, and I didn't say anything about reading, but he must have read my mind, And he quoted the verse, Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya, that by serving the person Bhagavat or reading the book Bhagavat, one gets the same result. And Srila Prabhupada told me that if you engage in serving the person Bhagavat, then all the truths of the book Bhagavat will be revealed to you, even if you never read the book. So, under ordinary circumstances, of course, Srila Prabhupada did want us to read his books, but in extreme circumstances, when we don't have time to read because of our service to the person Bhagavat, then as Srila Prabhupada said, all the truths of the book Bhagavat will be revealed, even if you don't read the book. So, yeah, the service of the person Bhagavat is very potent. Yes?
Like, one thing is to take out time, which can be possible. Another thing is to, like, the mind doesn't get off from what is going on at other place. I mean, even if I have time to chant, during chanting the mind gets pulled. So how did you, like, kept it away? Because your situation was so different and so extreme. So we wonder that how you really managed to put it off the mind when things were happening. We read the book and we get thrilled, but you were living through it, and I'm sure it was much more than what we can experience by reading. So how did you, like, kind of take off your mind and focused on chanting?
Well, when we're chanting, I mean, that's our time with Krishna, and we should not use it as a time to make a to-do list. Srila Prabhupada has a disciple named Gopal Bhatta Das, who has a lot of responsibility in ISKCON, and he told me that as a service to his japa, he makes very thorough and elaborate to-do lists so that he doesn't have to make to-do lists during his japa. So we should arrange our life in such a way that when we chant japa, that's our time with Krishna, and we should just focus our mind on the holy name. And by surrendering to Krishna in the form of his holy name, as I mentioned, as you quoted, we get spiritual strength and clarity, which is favorable for our practical devotional service. So, yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Maharaj, in the class you nicely mentioned on ahetuki and apratihata, that how, because bhakti do not have a material cause, Hare Krishna. Yeah, Maharaj, you mentioned that bhakti is ahetuki, it doesn't have material cause, and because it doesn't have material cause, it cannot cause any material interruption. It cannot be cause of any interruption. So, apratihata. Maharaj, in our life we see that depending on the material situation and depending on the material place or ambience, it do has impact in our consciousness. So how do we see this in spiritual context, that the situation is not actually causing any interruption in the process of bhakti.
Well, some situations may be more conducive than others for devotional service, but one can engage in devotional service in any situation. Lord Shiva praised the Vaishnavas. Narayana parasarve na kutischana vibhite. Svarga pavarga narakeshu apituyartha darshana. And it means how great are the devotees who have surrendered to the Lord, because for them, apituyartha darshana, they see equally Svarga, heavenly planet, apavarga, liberation, and narakeshu, hell. They see them all the same because they are engaged in the service of the Lord. So, if they can do that in Naraka, they can do that in hell, you can also do that wherever you are. No interruption, no cessation.
You have a question? No, okay. Because I have to make some announcements for the books.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, we do focus on organization and intelligence, as Prabhupada said. But sometimes we see that after a lot of organization, a lot of investing time and planning, coordinating activities and everything, sometimes we see that the output in the form of results where we get committed and dedicated followers for Srila Prabhupada's mission. When that doesn't happen, we get frustrated. So we see sometimes, so I always had a curiosity to know how Prabhupada spotted out all of you, like yourself, and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Jayadutta Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Swami, His Holiness Tamakshra Maharaj. So all these great souls who are now reaching out to millions of souls all across the globe. So what were some of the pointers or parameters you would suggest that we can see those living entities with a spark who connect with Krishna consciousness in such a way that their enthusiasm and service attitude goes on increasing with their age and it doesn't become stunted? How did Prabhupada spot out again?
What was the last thing?
How did Prabhupada locate, identify all of you, such devotees? Because we see that although Prabhupada left the world back to Godhead almost 50 years ago, all of you in your old age, your service attitude is going on increasing. So how to find out such souls whose service attitude goes on increasing like this? How did Prabhupada spot out, I was asking?
Yeah. Well, it's Srila Prabhupada's mercy that he engages us in devotional service, gives us the opportunity to preach and attract people. Sometimes we might not get the result that we want. As Srila Prabhupada said, we have to spend gallons of blood to make a new devotee. So, we make our best effort, but we might not always get the result we want. And Srila Prabhupada also said that it's more important to maintain a devotee than to try to make a new devotee. So he also wanted us to pay attention to the existing devotees and not neglect them for the sake of making new devotees. But of course we want to do both, and
Maharaj, in the existing devotees there are three types of people. One with a high service attitude, and others who more or less take care of themselves, and the third category who are trouble creators.
who are what?
Trouble creators. Trouble creators. They create trouble in the community by their bad qualities. So now out of these three people, those with service attitude, they are the ones who expand the movement more. The other two category, a lot of time goes in organization, intelligence, management, planning, like what Revatipati Prabhu was telling. So sometimes we feel that it is unproductive, and people, the organization becomes stunted by that, and the expansion becomes checked because of not having sufficient number of people with a high, ever-increasing service attitude.
We need devotees to have the service attitude and to be ready to sacrifice for the sake of helping new people, as Prabhupada did. I think of a statement by His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Maharaj. I don't know if it's relevant, but I'll share it anyway. He said that in ISKCON we have three categories of devotees. Sincere but not intelligent, intelligent but not sincere, and intelligent and sincere but crazy. So okay, I think that's all the questions.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have this latest book printed by the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust called Dancing White Elephants, traveling with Srila Prabhupada in India from August 1970 to March 1972. And His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj here came last year also to Pune, and he read from the transcripts of this book. So now it's printed. And we printed 20,000 copies for the whole world, and I've secured the maximum print run of the copies of 13,000 copies, and this is printed in Delhi, so we don't pay much shipping and customs and so forth as in other parts of the world. However, this book retails in America, the US, for $20 US, and that's about 1,800 rupees. So because we save the cost for major shipping and so forth like that, we are retailing the book to all of you for 1/3 the price, which is not 1,800 rupees, but it's for 600 rupees. Now, and because we have the major print run here too. Yeah. So now, in our nice community of devotees here, devotees in the Brahmachari ashram number about 140 in this particular temple, which is probably the biggest Brahmachari ashram in ISKCON. Hare Krishna. And there's devotees in the Grihastha ashram and also some towards the Vanaprastha ashram in the congregation, which numbers into the thousands. Yeah. I think the speaker, can you move this a little? The speaker is, it's having a feedback. Is it okay now? The sound? Okay, thank you. So naturally the brahmacharis are sort of poor, but they may be wealthy in a brahmacharya. Brahman means in spirit, in that sense. So we are humbly requesting that the devotees, the many devotees who are living in the congregation, to help us, to offer them gifts of these books, and each one wants to have their personal copy, because it's an amazing book of how Srila Prabhupada with his early disciples on the first World Sankirtan Party caused a revolution here in India itself. And there was not much temples, not much money, not much facility, but how they struggled in various ways. So one particular devotee who wants to remain anonymous, he used to be in the Brahmachari ashram. So he was very inspired by His Holiness Giriraj Swami's discourse on Lord Nityananda's appearance day, and he also wanted to serve the devotees here. So he spoke with me, and he himself has already sponsored 50 books for the Brahmachari ashram, being a former Brahmachari in the ashram here, from Pune itself.
Right.
Let's chant for, he wants to remain a little anonymous. So let's chant for him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And he also would receive, he's not here right now, he said he's going to come a little later and receive his personal copy from His Holiness Giriraj Swami. He was already written the message for him. So that leaves us with about 90 books, because 50 is already being sponsored for the Brahmachari ashram. It leaves us with 90 books to be sponsored. So who would like to help us, please, to sponsor books for the brahmacharis, for the personal copy? You can raise your hand. Yes, at the back there, and Mataji is there. Krishna Rupa, yes, I remember you. Yeah, get the microphone to her, please. Right at the back, and we just have two, right? Two microphones. Everyone chant while the microphone goes there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Feedback on this thing? Can we turn the speaker a little? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yes, please help us. How many would you like to help us to sponsor?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. I would like to sponsor 2 books.
Yes, and one for yourself also?
Yes, one for myself also.
So that's 3.
Yes, 3
Yeah.
Maharaj. Yes.
So you don't need to come immediately. Who's registering the name? You're writing the name, okay. So we'll get the sponsors done, then you can come forward and get your book personally, your own copy from His Holiness Giriraj Swami, and then you'll have to scan on a barcode and make the payment and so forth. Thank you. Somebody else like to help us? Yes, microphone please, yeah. Oh, Manu. So Manu Prabhu is serving for many years in Vancouver. I think he's visiting us. We met in the morning. You'd like to help us to sponsor for the brahmacharis? How many books?
To be frank, I need the blessings of Giriraj Maharaj, because he said that I printed the nice book called I Shall Build a Temple. In the Mangalarti time, we were spending half an hour almost reading that, because we are also planning in our new Gokuldham Vankot to build a new temple, Maharaj.
In Vancouver.
In Vancouver. So for the blessing, I would love to donate 20 books for their purpose.
21, right? One for you?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank God you're not telling, as my Guru Maharaj said, double it, as Prabhupada used to say. Yeah, 21, no problem.
You more than doubled it from Krishna Rupa Mataji.
No,
Thank you. Let's chant for Manu Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, besides sponsoring for the brahmacharis themselves, the books, you can also take extra books and give it to your friends and family members. You know, in that way also. Oh, yes. What's your name? Sorry, I didn't notice it. What's your name?
Mukund.
Mukund Prabhu.
No, bro, not initiated.
No, that's a nice name. How many would like to help us?
Five brahmacharis, 5 books.
5 brahmacharis, 5 books. And
one for Radheshyam Prabhu and one for Bhakti Bhagavad Seva Prabhu. 2 devotees I know here.
And the other 3?
3,
you'll give it to Yugal Sham Prabhu to give the other brahmacharis.
They can give according to their discrimination.
And your personal copy?
Plus 1 for me. No, 5 for devotees,
and
1 for myself, total 6.
6. Let's chant for him. 6 books. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. So that's 10 plus 5 is 15, that's 17, minus from 90. How many left? My math, 70? 73 left. Please help us. Anyone else? So His Holiness Giriraj Swami needs to be excused for a few minutes, and he'll be back with us in a few minutes. But we'll continue the sponsorship.
Maharaj.
Your name? Stand up. Give your full darshan to everyone.
My name is Ram Kumar.
Hold it close. Ram Kumar Prabhu. How many books you'd like to help us with?
10 plus 1 for myself.
Nice. 10 books plus 1 for himself personally. Let's chant for Ram Kumar Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So 63 to go. From 7. Yes, microphone there please, quickly, before he puts his hand down. Raise your hand. Yes. Get the microphone to him. It's going well. We are very enlivened and happy to serve the brahmacharis here.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Your name?
My name is Vinayak Shukre. Vinayak
Prabhu. How many would you like to help us with?
5 books for brahmacharis and 1 for myself.
And 1 for you. 6 books for Vinayak Prabhu, including his own copy. Let's chant for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Microphone. Hare Rama. You have your hand up, right? Prabhu? Microphone quickly. Bring it to us. Okay, take this. I'll take that mic.
My name is Ajit Narayan Das. 5 books for Brahmachari, 1 for myself.
Let's chant for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Who else likes to help us? Every little counts. Where? Okay. Microphone there. Yes, it's coming. What's your good name?
Sanat Rishi Das.
He's a rishi. He can purify us also. Is it like a single digit or a double digit?
Double digit, 10 books for brahmacharis.
That's the least double digit. But nevertheless, we are grateful. We are extremely grateful. So 10 books for the brahmacharis and 1 book for himself.
Yes.
So we increased it by 1 digit, 11.
Yes.
Let's chant for him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Hare.
Is some hand behind you up there? Oh, there's 1, 2, 3 hands up. At Tulsi Priya, your hand went up too. Oh, you were telling me there's a hand next to you up. Okay. Mataji, your name again?
Soumya Sakhi.
Soumya Sakhi, Mataji.
And I want to give 10 books to the brahmacharis. I have
10 books?
10 books to brahmacharis.
And you have your own copy already?
Yeah, I already have.
Okay, you have a name? Yeah. Let's chant from Soumya Sakhi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Next to you on this side, Radhapada Duli. Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
How many books you'd like to help us with?
With 7 books, Maharaj. I took 3 yesterday, so 7 for brahmacharis today. So
7 for these brahmacharis.
Yes, yes.
So 7 for the, and you have your personal copy?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, Radhapada Duli, Mataji, 7 copies. Let's chant for loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Even if we get a little extra sponsored, we'll send it to Shashwat, and some to Nigiri, close temples, to the brahmacharis. Anyone else? Oh, again. Okay, microphone please. Is somebody else there?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes, oh, that is
I will sponsor
Ma
5
Nishinga's
books.
mother. Ma Nishinga's mother, right?
Yeah.
Name again?
Radhika Roop Mataji.
Radhika?
Roop.
Mataji. Yeah. 5 books for the brahmacharis.
1 for me.
Okay, nice. 6 books, 5. Let's chant for Radhika Rupa Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So while the microphone is there anyone else with a hand up? Then we'll bring it to you again, right?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Maharaji.
Hare Krishna. What's your name?
Nisha.
Nisha.
Yes.
How many books you'd like us to help us with?
2.
2 books for the brahmacharis?
Yes.
And for yourself? No. You have a book?
Yes.
You already have a book.
No. Currently not.
Krishna Rupa Mataji, can you help her with the 3rd book? Ask. How many books?
3.
2 books for the brahmacharis and 1 for yourself. What's your name again?
Nisha.
Nisha. Haribol, focus here. Nisha. You must come later on to the front, right? Let's chant for Nisha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna
Ladli, is that you, Ladli Radha Mataji?
Yes, Maharaj.
She's come from Mumbai to serve the brahmacharis in Pune. That's a good one, right? How many books?
5 books, Maharaj.
And you have your own copy, right?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, so make sure you come later and give your name. Ladli Radha Mataji. Let's chant for Ladli Radha Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anyone else from the Mataji side? The microphone is there. Good. Can we bring the microphone to this side? On this side, bring it. Yes. So there's some online sponsors. Online, you said online?
Yes,
Okay.
Maharaj.
So who is that online?
Maharaj, His Grace Ras Vigraha Prabhu.
Rasa?
Ras Vigraha Prabhu.
So where's the camera? There.
And Her Grace Bhakti Nidhi Mataji.
They're together.
Yes, Maharaj.
His Grace Rasa Vigraha Prabhu and Her Grace
Bhakti Nidhi Mataji.
Bhakti
Nidhi.
Nidhi
Yes.
Mataji. How many books?
10 for brahmacharis and 1
10
for
for
them.
brahmacharis and
1 for them.
for themselves.
Yes.
So you note it down. Let's chant for this nice devotees. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Anyone else? The opportunity is still there to sponsor books. Yes, at the back. He has 3 nice sons. They come in the morning, futures for the brahmacharya ashram. What's your name again?
Sarva Avatar Das.
Sarva?
Avatar Das.
Avatar Prabhu.
Yeah.
All three sons come every day for Mangalati with him and Mataji also. So how many would like to help us with?
Three for brahmacharis and
How
one
many?
for... Three for brahmacharis and one for myself.
That's like because you have three sons.
Yeah, one from each one.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Then one for yourself.
Yes.
That's 4 or?
Yeah, 4.
4. Okay, 3 for the brahmacharis and 1 for himself. Let's chant for this devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How many total? So we have 99 plus 11 besides the 50. So we have exceeded the sponsorship, so we'll send some books to Shashvat temple, 10 brahmacharis are there, and some to Nigidi. The brahmacharis are there. But still we can take more sponsors if they ask. Oh, nice. Bring the microphone. And maybe you have some in the base, some devotees, maybe students in the base, but their parents don't know they're devotees, so they may not have money to afford. Students. That's true, right? Yeah. So they may be. What's your good name?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Jagdish.
Jagdish Prabhu?
Yeah.
How many books you'd like to help us with?
2 want to be donated for brahmacharis and
2
1
for the
me.
brahmacharis and 1 for yourself.
Yeah.
So let's chant for Jagdish's nice contribution. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Is there anyone else who'd like to help us? Okay. What's your name?
My name is Vamsi Mohan Das.
Vamsi Mohan Prabhu. How many you'd like to help us with?
I'd like to donate 5 for the brahmacharis and
Yes.
1 for myself.
Thank you very much, Vamsi Madan Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Are you smiling? Something is there? Yes. Bring the microphone this way. He's smiling without putting his hand up. Microphone, please, quickly. Huh? Microphone, please. He didn't put his hand up, but he's smiling.
He's a full-time devotee. He's a full-time devotee. He's fully here.
He likes to say something.
You want to make announcement, you want to make. He's our TMC. He's one of our TMC members.
One of the management members.
He want to thank Maharaj.
You want to make an announcement?
Yeah, correct. Yes, Maharaj.
Oh, you want to sponsor? Okay, let's do the sponsor first. Your name, his name?
Shweta Das.
Shweta Prabhu. Tell us.
Yes, 24 this thing and 1 for me.
24?
Distribution and 1 for me.
20 sponsored books and 1 for himself personally. Let's chant for Shweta Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We'll definitely send more stock from Mumbai. Your stock is over now, looks like. Anyone else? Last opportunities? Yeah? Anyone else? Okay. You have these names, right? Yeah. Okay. On my right side, in this book table on this side, there are other titles of books by His Holiness Giriraj Swami, and that famous book, I'll Build Your Temple, the Jewish stories on this side, including other titles like Watering the Seed, Many Moons, and Life's Final Exam. And there's including Watering the Seed in Hindi. It's translated into Hindi, if they need a Hindi version of that. So you can come on this side for those other books if you like. At the same time, if you haven't sponsored any books but you want your personal copy, you can come forward also and see the devotees on this side for the personal copies. Huh? No, we don't. It's okay. Yeah. Anything else? Everyone, let's chant for all these wonderful devotees who are serving the brahmacharis here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And now over to Swetadi Prabhu with some announcements. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
हरे कृष्णा। आइए हम महाराज जी को धन्यवाद देंगे 3 बार हरि बोल बोलकर। हरि बोल, हरि बोल। हिज होलिनेस गिरिराज स्वामी महाराज की। आज का मराठी क्लास 11:30 बजे होगा अभय चरण प्रभु द्वारा। ये 11:30 बजे टेम्पल हॉल में ही दिया जाएगा। हम सबको पता है कि पहले हमारे राधेश्याम प्रभु एक कृष्ण रसायन नाम का प्रोग्राम लेते थे। कुछ दिन वो बाहर थे यूएस में वगैरह, तो इसके लिए वो उसको खंडित हुआ था। ये कार्यक्रम कृष्ण रसायनम वापिस शुरू होने जा रहा है। आज कृष्ण रसायनम जो है वो 2 बजे से लेकर 4 बजे तक भक्ति वेदांत हॉल में इंग्लिश में होगा, प्रेयर्स ऑफ परीक्षिता। तो जो भक्तों को ये जो कृष्ण रसायनम अटेंड करना है, आप नोट करिए, भक्ति वेदांत हॉल में 2 से 4 प्रेयर्स ऑफ परीक्षिता, इंग्लिश में। हाँ, प्रेयर्स ऑफ परीक्षित महाराज इंग्लिश में होगा। गुरुवार के दिन मतलब 29 तारीख हो, और इस दिन भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज जी का 150वां अपीयरेंस डे है। इस उपलक्ष्य में मंदिर में कार्यक्रम होगा। आपको पता है कि 12 बजे तक उपवास रहता है। 11 बजे ये कार्यक्रम शुरू होगा। क्लास 11 बजे शुरू होगा, क्लास दिया जाएगा हिज ग्रेस रसपरायण प्रभु द्वारा। उसके बाद पुष्पांजलि होगी, आरती होगी और सभी के लिए प्रसादम होगा। हरे कृष्णा।